back to the Pip Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I am a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. This is the 22nd episode, which is pretty cool. It feels like I was looking back the other day because I know that I started this channel last summer, but I didn't know exactly when. And it was the middle of July, so I missed my birthday. But I've been podcasting for over a year, which is really cool. And I just wanted to take a second to thank everybody for watching and joining me and sticking around. To that effect, the very first thing that I have to talk about is I reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's a huge deal. I'm just so thankful to everyone who watches and subscribes and kind of cares about what I'm saying. It's always nice to know. And to that effect, I have a giveaway. I am doing a 1,000 follower giveaway because I love you guys. So I've actually put together two prize packs because I have like a little cupboard that I keep prize things in that I kind of store away for giving away on the podcast and on Instagram and things like that. And as I was going through, I wanted to make something really special, but I couldn't decide on which direction to go because there was one that was very like, I'll just show you. I can't really explain it. They're two very different things, and how it's going to work is I'm going to have you guys enter on the Ravelry, in the Pip Pin Ravelry group, and then the winner gets to choose which one they get. So I made two sets, and then the winner gets to pick which one they want, and then the other one I'll use for something else. In order to enter this, it's international, anyone can win. But you do have to answer one question. And the question is, what are you most looking forward to for fall? Because right now, I don't know if you can hear it. I've left my window open, but it's raining outside and it's cloudy and it's a little bit chilly and it's wonderful. I've broken out my Carson sweater for the first time this year, and I'm just really excited about fall. It's my favorite. I caved at the grocery store the other day and I bought those like little packages of Starbucks like instant coffee latte things, and because they had a pumpkin spice one. So I bought them and I've been drinking pumpkin spice lattes already. Anyways, what is your favorite thing about fall, or what are you most looking forward to? Answer that question on the Pip Pin Ravelry group, which I'll put a link down below, and you could win one of these two prize packs. So the first one here, I'll start with the yarn. So you will get first off two skeins of the very lovely fiber company Cumbria in Buttermere, and it's a lovely like gold and yellow. It has almost a tiniest hint of green in it. Really, really beautiful. So you get two full 100-gram skeins of that. The second part is this set of earrings, actually from LYD, and they're called, what are they called? There we go. Filigree ear climbers. So they're very neat. They kind of like go up your ear. And you may be thinking, why am I giving away earrings on a yarn podcast? But I was, I have just been, okay. I'm going to take a minute to tell you about my life before Pip Pin. Now, before Pip Pin, Katie and I did lots of markets, and so we kind of got into this whole different community of makers and doing markets, and so we know a lot of people who do many different things. And And so they've actually, some of these people have donated prizes to us. And so even though they're not yarn related, I think they're really fun. I'm going to give them away anyways because I like them and I like these makers. So anyways, so you get the yarn and these earrings. These are the brass kittens and they're by Firefly Notes. And they're just brass little, like you can kind of see through here. They're the little brass kitten head stitch markers. You will also receive a pair of these cutie tootie little, okay. Also still trying to figure out this whole camera thing. This pair of scissors, I'll put a picture of everything on the giveaway thread so you can see. And these are just some little sewing scissors. And then this, I don't actually know who made it because I lost the tag. But this is a handmade mug. There's some texture on it. It's really, really beautiful. Oh, you can see their mark there, but I'm not too sure who did it. But you'll also get that mug. So the 2 skeins of yarn, earrings, stitch markers, scissors, and a mug. That is prize package A. Option 2 is, and now when I show you option 2, you'll see why I had a hard time deciding between the two, because they're two just very different feeling packaging. I'll start with this. So the first thing in prize package B is this guy. And this is X&O Paper Goods, and it's a marquee, a light up marquee sign, like the one that I have it over there. You can usually see it, but not today. And it is a little mini version of that, and I just thought it was so cute, so. God. Oh yeah, totally. This used to say, knit and be happy. But it's just black, and then it has these cool silver letters, and you can change them to make whatever you want it to say. It used to say knit and be happy to match mine. This mug, which is not made by a potter, but cute anyways. And this is Make It Happen. We have a set. We have a set of Pip Pin stitch markers. So these are just my my favorite little ball stitch markers. They're kind of like a gunmetal color. This little guy is some more jewelry. This is a little necklace, little heart necklace from LW. That's lwmakes.com. And then now comes the yarn. This beautiful skein of Midnight Cravings Sweet Sock in the Curtain Call colorway, and that might look a little bit familiar there. Not the same base as my sweater, but the same colorway. And then a mini skein, which kind of coordinates nicely, I think. 6 and 7 fiber, the Milo base in the steel colorway. So yeah, for prize package B, you get the skein of Midnight Cravings, the mini skein of 6 and 7, the mug, the marquee sign, the stitch markers, and the necklace. So again, I'll have all of these. I'll take some pretty pictures of them all together, and I'll post them up on the Ravelry group. Tell me what is your favorite thing about fall in that group, and you could choose your own prize. Again, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I will pick the winner and announce it on the next podcast, so you have about 2 weeks or so to enter. I'm not going to make a hard date, but if the thread is still open, you can still enter. Speaking of kind of prizes, there is still the Pip Pin Knit-Along going on. I know it's lost a little bit of steam. I kind of forgot about it for a couple months, but it is still going on. And that one's super simple. On Instagram, post a picture of your Pip Pin project, use the hashtag PipPinKAL18, and you're entered to win a prize. And I think this month is, I don't have it here, but it's a little notions pouch that I embroidered kind of poorly. but there is lots of love. So, so you could win that. I make it sound like garbage, but it's really nice. I would keep it if I didn't make it to give it away. So since it's been a little while, I do have some finished things. I actually have quite a bit of stuff to show you today. So the first thing you haven't seen before because I just kind of did it. I whipped it up in, I don't know, it took me maybe a week and made a pattern for it, and we took pictures of it yesterday, and it's going to start testing soon. So keep in mind, if you're interested in testing something, there is a tester thread on the Ravelry group, so you can sign up to be notified when tests start. But what I made are these two guys. Just a couple little hats, and this adult size one here is made with sweet fiber cashmere merino worsted. This is the Sequoia colorway. And this is Moonstone. The funny thing about these colors is I made this one because this is the color that like spoke to me. This is what I made it for. I'll put it on for a minute. It's kind of funny with my bangs, but so I picked this color because I wanted a red hat. And then I decided that if I'm going to have an adult hat, because of the stitch pattern, it's kind of hard to size up and size down a little bit. So the gaps between the sizes were going to be quite big. Usually with my hats, I do like 3 adult sizes. But this time I think I'm going to do 2 adult sizes and like 1 kid size. So I did a kid size one. And I let Georgia pick out her color because if you look at sweet fiber yarn, it doesn't matter what colors you put together, they all look really nice together. So I just took out my stash of sweet fiber worsted and let Georgia pick whatever color she wanted, and she chose this beautiful blue, and I think they look really nice together. And since they were done so quickly, we went out, Katie and I went out yesterday with the kids and our mom, and we took some photos of it, and I think they turned out really nice. So that probably, honestly, not going to be ready for Knit City. I'm not going to, I'm not going to try and bust that one out before Knit City, but it will be available this winter sometime. So look for that. Also, like Katie's moving to Hawaii. And I don't know if you knew that or not, but she's moving to Hawaii. Her husband's already there, like setting up their stuff. And she was actually supposed to leave on Thursday. But there's a hurricane in Hawaii. So she definitely didn't want to travel in a hurricane with a toddler and a newborn. So she switched her flight to Monday. So that's why we were able to take some time yesterday. We got a couple extra days, so that was nice. But she's leaving tomorrow. That photo shoot was really nice because we live in a really beautiful place, and there's a park down by my mom's house, which is where Katie and her kids are staying right now. And so we all just went for a walk and stopped on a bridge and then took some pictures, and that was kind of that. But man, Georgia's 4. And holy cow, was she surly. Like she they say like 3-nager. No, she's a teeny pint-sized teenager. Like she was so surly. Maybe I'll pop in some of the pictures that we did, but she would not smile for any of them. She just she was wearing clothes that made her look like older. Like sometimes you can put a 4-year-old in an outfit and they'll look young. They'll look like they're still a toddler. And then sometimes, like, she was just wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and her hair was down, and it's getting so long now, and she just looked older, and she was acting older too. Just was not that she was unhappy with like what was going on. She wasn't crying or like mad at it or anything. She was just like too cool for school. It was pretty hilarious. I also have a half finished object, which is this guy. And this is a sock. Sorry, it's so dark. That's okay. It's not sunny and 30 degrees, so I'm okay with dark. But this is a sock, just a plain vanilla sock on US 0 needles, which is 2mm, 64 stitches, and this is knitting it up in Hampton base, in the colorway Castle Buyers, which I got from somebody's D-stash one time. Just 2x2 rib at the top. I always do my socks cuff down. I don't know why. That's just how I do them. So I did 2x2 rib here, plain vanilla here, and then I did like a 2x2 ribbed heel flap. Just because I was really bored of the yarn. I don't know. I just probably shouldn't knit plain socks in plain yarn because it was kind of boring. Like I really love. I know I'm going to wear them a ton, which is great, but it's been boring to knit. And I think the only reason, like, here's how far I am on this second one. Oh, I'm like doing weird things in the gusset. So here's how far I am on the second one. But I think the only reason that I've gotten this far is because I only have one pair of US 0 knitting needles that are long enough to magic loop with. And I actually bought yarn, if you remember me talking about those tarot card pouches that I made for my brother and sister and myself. Well, I finally found some yarn that I feel is more me. So I am going to knit myself another one I'll show you it later, but I'm going to knit myself another one, but I have to finish this sock first in order to get the needles. So that's my mode. That's the only reason that second sock is as far along as it is. But again, like, I'm going to wear these a ton. I've noticed that all of my socks, I have a good mix right now of like bright and colorful socks and very neutral socks. But I have noticed that I definitely gravitate more towards my neutral socks. So I might just have to start not making boring socks, but making socks in more neutral colors. And I'll save the bright ones for Georgia. I have some whips. I have two whips to show you today. Sorry. And my first one I'm really excited about. I've shown this before. And this is my Harvey pullover, and it's giant, so I'm going to go back here. This is my Harvey pullover, and the body is totally done. And I wish that you could feel this yarn, because it is so soft and beautiful and like drapey. And I'm going to wear this a ton. Like, it's not blocked yet, but it's not blocked because it doesn't have sleeves yet. But I can already tell, like, I've tried it on just as it is, and I'm going to wear the bejesus out of this. It is so oversized and so soft and like, and squishy, and like, I love it. It's gonna be my like everyday throw on but still look really cute kind of sweater, you know what I mean? This is the problem. This is how much yarn I have left. I knew I was gonna run out of yarn. I knew that when I cast it on. And now the point has come where I'm not even gonna start the sleeves, because I think I'm gonna get, I wonder how much yarn I would need for the sleeves. I'll probably just end up getting 2 skeins to be safe. the only one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who has it. If I have to order it online, I'll get two. If I can go somewhere and get it, I'm just going to get one. But that way, if the colors are slightly different, then it won't be so noticeable because it'll be both the sleeves. It might be noticeable, but it won't be crazy. So that's it. So I have to go somewhere. I have to call around and see where it has this yarn, if anywhere. If not, I can just order it from somewhere, but it's way more expensive. Shipping is expensive. I just want to wear it. I just want to wear it today. I just want to wear it right now. Because it's long and like big and it's just, I might have to make another one. And I also love it because of that stitch, that like honeycomb. The front is all honeycomb brioche. I didn't show you the back, but the back is just plain like stockinette. But that honeycomb brioche is really easy to do and really it's only a 4-row repeat. So it's really, I don't know, it's just really easy. Well, 4 rows in the round, only 2 rows if you're working back and forth. So then I had this idea to do something with that stitch. And when I was in Peachland, I went to the Art of Yarn in Kelowna and I got some stuff, and I got this, which is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and this is the Grace Notes colorway. And I bought, how much did I buy? I bought 4 skeins of it because I think that's what they had. Because I wanted a gray sweater, but I wanted it to be a little bit more than a gray sweater. I've never done like a full-on speckled something before, so I wanted to try that. And I, while I was in the store, I looked online to see. Sometimes it's really hard to judge what a yarn is going to look like when it's knit up, and that's something that I really love about having access to Ravelry, is you can literally just look up people's projects in the yarn that you're planning to buy and then see them. So so in the middle of the store, I looked up to see what this yarn looked like knit up, and I liked it, and I started a new design. And so it is going to be a cardigan, but I don't really know anything else other than that. So I'll show you a little bit first, and then I'll tell you what I mean. So this is the back. So I have the honeycomb brioche stitch on the back, and since I'm working back and forth, let me try and make this a little better. Since I am working back and forth, it's really just a 2-row repeat, which is really nice. And then I have stockinette for the sleeves, and again the brioche on the front panels there. This is a departure for me because usually when I'm designing something, I make a sketch and I write notes about it, and I have a very clear idea in my head of what I want this thing to look like at the end. I also, I really like Excel because I'm a big math geek. But before I even start knitting, usually I'll make a swatch, and then I'll do all of the math, basically, at least for the start of the sweater. I might do the body first and then the sleeves, or up to the armholes, and then figure out the rest of the body or something like that. But I usually do all the math and all the grading at the same time, because my thought is, I don't know, I've never really done it any differently, but my thought is if I don't do it that way, I will get lost, and I will or I'll get stalled. So I won't take that final step to actually transfer my one size and then grade everything all at the same time, if you know what I mean. I feel like I would get stuck there because that seems like a really big job. But if you do it beforehand, and if you do it while you're doing while you're making it, it just doesn't seem that daunting to me. With this one, I did not do that. I'll show you my sketch because it's not even anything. That's it. That's what I have to go on. I made some loose notes. I want it to be long. I want it to have like invisible pockets in the front and back in honeycomb, and the sleeves in stockinette, narrow at the back, and big and loose in something. That's pretty much it. So I'm just knitting until I decide to stop. And I have written down, like, here's my notes. I have written down like what I'm doing as I'm doing it, but not to the extent that I usually do. Like, usually I'm literally writing the pattern while I knit it, or before I knit it, I write the pattern. This feels all very like, I don't even know the word for it. Very hippy dippy. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work out. So when I started knitting this and when I started doing it, I decided that if this becomes a design, great. If not, I think I'm totally okay with, well, I decided that I was okay with it just being for me if it happens to go, if I just can't wrap my head around actually doing all the math and everything all at the same time at the end, then I'm okay with it just being a sweater for me. But I think it's gonna, like, I don't know, I think it's gonna be really cool and like light. Like, I haven't really done a fingering weight anything in a long time, aside from t-shirts and stuff, but I've never done a full sweater, so I'm really excited to have a cardigan. What do you think I should do for the collar? I don't know. I was thinking maybe garter stitch. Who knows? But and it's soft. And I've also never done a single ply sweater or anything like that. So this is all just a big test for me, and we'll see how it goes. And then maybe by next year I'll have, you know, a great assortment of lovely gray sweaters. For stash, I know I normally don't do stash, but I'm going to share a little bit because I want to. So before I was talking about the tarot card holders and how I had one. Well, I have one, but it's not super me. So I did go online and I ordered some yarn that I've been looking at this yarn for a long time. Not exactly this colorway, but just her style is really cool and I like it. And I got these 2 skeins of Cozy Sock from Woolberry Fiber Company. So this one here is Blushing Bride. And yeah, so this is Cozy Sock, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. Beautiful little like peach with pops of purple, and then there's this like dark muted, probably my favorite kind of blue on the bottom there, that like dusty muted beautiful blue, and then like, yeah, these purple speckles and these spots of darker pink, and the whole thing is just a really lovely light pink. No idea what I'm going to do with that one yet. But then I also got this one, which also kind of has a little bit of that pinky tone to the base, and then it has these dark green speckles, some like rusty reds and oranges, and a little bit of like yellows. There's some blue down here. Like there's just a lot of kind of darker things in there, and it totally reminds me of fall. And this is Graham's Garden. So I think this one I am going to be making my tarot pouch out of once I finish those socks. And then a different shopping trip. This was online, the Woolberry, and it was expensive with shipping and everything. Like, not that the yarn was expensive in itself, but ordering online always seems to add up very quickly. I'm just very happy I didn't have to pay duty on it. I think it ended up being about $50 a skein. Like, Because, yeah, it was about $100 with shipping and everything. So that made my heart a little bit sad. But that's okay. Then I picked this up the other day. I went to 88 Stitches all throughout the summer. They had patio socials. The last one happened 2 weeks ago. We had to do it inside because it was so smoky, but it was really nice. And I saw my friend Joy there, and she was just leaving, but she had bought this yarn and got it wound up, and it was something new that they had. And it is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. So nice, just basic sock yarn. But look at these colors. Like, it's all dark purples and really muted and mauves and kind of gray. And when I saw her there, she had just gotten it wound up, and it looks absolutely gorgeous in the cake. Sorry, it's going to go all dark. But it just looked beautiful, like, in the cake. So I had to get some. Like, I immediately just went to the shelf and grabbed some and put it in front of me to buy. And like, when I go there, especially when I go there to do knit nights and things, I try to strategically place myself so I'm not staring at the wall of hand-dyed yarn, because I always like fixate on one of them and then want to buy everything, which isn't usually a bad idea, but I have more yarn than I need at the moment, so I need to hold off for a little while until I can, do some projects, catch up a bit. So this time I like made sure that I was sitting facing the wall of needles, half thinking that I needed more needles. And not the wall of yarn, but it didn't work anyways. And then on my way out, I saw the sale bin, and they had Cascade Magnum in there for like 75% off. So I was like, I need some of that too. And that's, how much did I get? Like, I think I got 8 skeins of it or something. Anyways, I'm not going to show you those ones, but yeah. It was fun. I am really excited about these ones though. See, this is what I mean about sock yarn. Like, this is a nice neutral sock yarn, but it's not going to be boring to knit, that's for sure. So yeah, last time I started some new sections, so I'm going to continue on with those. Designer life. I have a couple things to chat about. We're well into Knit City prep. And this kind of happened last year too, but I mean, Knit City is about a month away, which is really exciting. But I think both Katie and I are feeling very calm about it. I know in like previous years, especially when we were knitting scarves and things to actually sell, like beginning of August to end of December basically was the big push. But now, like, we just do Knit City, and we have most of the patterns printed, and like we're doing the books, and the final proof is coming on Monday, and then we're sending those off, and like everything's pretty much, I just did all of our inventory and like updated our square. We have tap this year, which is going to be really cool. So you can like use Interact at our booth. That's going to be amazing. But like all that stuff's kind of done. I mean, there's still lots of stuff to do, but it doesn't feel rushed and crazy like it usually does, which is really nice. We did get this year, because not last September. No. 2 years ago. I got married and changed my name, and my old business cards still had Megan Williams. So now we finally updated our business cards to say Megan Nodecker. And we got these from Moo, which is a online printer. You can actually print different covers for your cards. So we took images from our upcoming book, and we got a couple of different kinds of cards on there. And then just all of our little logo and all of our stuff on the back. I think they're really cute, and I think it's totally fun that they're all a little bit different. I mean, well, not all of them are different, of course, but we have 6. You have 6 different images to choose from. Also for Strand, I do have again, you can find more information in the Ravelry group, but I am starting to look for some preview knitters. Now this is different from a little bit different from test knitting. When I look for test knitters, I'm looking for people to knit the pattern to make sure that everything's right and like give suggestions for formatting and things like this. These patterns, they're done. They're not changing. I hope that you won't find any mistakes. They've been tech edited, they've been proofread, like there shouldn't be any mistakes in them. Basically, with preview knitters, I am looking for people to make the items and be able to set up project pages so that when the book is launched at the end of September, there will be projects already associated with them, just so that, so that there's projects. It's always good to have projects. I'm not like really, if you've ever tested it for me before or anything like that, I'm not strict about deadlines or things like that. These are really quick projects. You can find more about them on, as I said, in the group. But they're really quick projects. I know it's only a month, so it's not a lot of time, but I'm looking for people to at least start these projects and experiment with the different yarns that people can use. I think it's especially important to have lots of projects for these ones because there are so many different things that you can do with them. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, then you can go to the Ravelry group and check that out. I am looking for people who take good photography because that's kind of a big part of it. It doesn't have to be like professional or with a good, like a super nice camera. Like phone pictures are absolutely fine. They just have to be well staged or just nice pictures. As well, if you have a nice social media following, that's also a plus. I don't know how many people are going to be into this, but if there are a lot of people, I'm not going to be able to say yes to everyone because I am going to be giving away copies of the ebook and for people who do participate in this and things like that. So just go check out the thing if that's something that you're a little preview of the book before. Well, actually, I won't be sending out the books because they're not done yet, but I will be sending out the patterns from the books, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I always feel kind of awkward like asking for things like that, but I know some people like doing it. So if you are interested in preview knitting and getting the jump on this new book, then go to the Ravelry page. Our last and final little bit of segment here is the fun new things, because there's always fun new things in the knitting world. If you have something fun and new that you want to tell me about, send me an email. I'm all ears. This one I found, this one I didn't find. These are friends of mine, and they are Knox Mountain Knit Company from Kelowna and area, and they are a pattern design team. And they just released a new shawl pattern called Fintry, and it is beautiful. Like, all their stuff is really gorgeous, but I think this is one of my absolute favorites that they've ever done. It's like an asymmetrical shawl with these lines that kind of go into lace. It's DK. I'll put a picture of it up because I don't have the pattern printed yet. I'm gonna make one, and so I went through my stash last night. I kind of had the night to myself, so I organized my yarn. That was my big alone activity. I organized my yarn, and then I organized George's craft stuff. But while I was organizing my yarn, I found this Malabrio Rios in Cereza. This is beautiful, like rich red. My battery might die, so I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible. So I'm going to be making that pattern in this yarn. It's a worsted, so it'll turn out a little different. I might have to change some of the things, but because of the construction, that shouldn't be too hard to do. It might even just turn out extra big because I have like at least three skeins of this, so that should be enough. I think that will be really nice for the winter. I'm also gonna give away a copy of the pattern because I'm all about giveaways today. So in the Ravelry group, one more time, go over there. If you find the thread, tell me your favorite Knox Mountain Knit Company pattern. I will put a link down there and in the group. Tell me your favorite pattern, and it doesn't have to be this one. This one is my favorite right now because it's beautiful. But I will send, and then I'll randomly draw a winner and gift you the pattern on Ravelry. So yeah. My battery's gonna die. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for subscribing and just being amazing and sticking around. And I don't know, I just always get really happy and kind of blown away when these big milestones are kind of reached, because when I started this a year ago, I didn't really know what to expect from it, and I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of people through it, and I've gotten to share a lot of things through it, and it's just been really nice to have another outlet to be a part of the community. And I feel like there's lots of podcasts out there, and I know that you can't watch all of them. And so I wanted to really say that I appreciate it so much that you guys actually stop and watch mine. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do that. Make sure to go to the Ravelry page, Pip Pin, enter for the 1K giveaway prize of your choice. And that's that. Thank you again, everyone, and have a great rest of your day or evening. Bye.